This is part 2 of 1-2 order of operations, variable expressions, and 1-3 properties. Learn it and practice it. These are the properties. You're going to have to know these properties. Read the properties, and then I will signify kind of what's going on. Commutative property of addition. The word commutative comes from the commute or move around. So the commutative property is the one that refers to moving stuff around. For addition, the rule is A plus B equals B plus A. I have this. You can do this as flip-flop. If I have 3 plus 5, it's going to equal 8. It also says that 5 plus 3 is 8. So anytime that I flip-flop things around, this is the commutative property of addition. Because multiplication is repeated addition, there's also the commutative property of multiplication. So all commutative property says is that 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3. Again, this is a flip-flop. Associative property is the property that states that when adding 3 or more real numbers, the sum is always the same, regardless of their grouping. That is A plus B plus C equals A plus parentheses of B plus 3. Move your fences. Think of 3 cows in the pasture. First time I group these 2 cows together, and this one's by itself. Oh, so lonely. And then the next day I come out and I say, oh, let's put these 2 together, and there. So it's just you're moving the fences, you're regrouping. Notice the order 2, 3, 4 stays the same as 2, 3, 4. All I'm changing is the fences around 2 plus 3, and then the fences change to 3 plus 4. Again, when you drag and drop and you do your assignments, I call them both associative property, but know that there's an associative property of addition and associative property of multiplication. That also says keep order, move fences. So 5 times 2 is grouped together, and then we multiply by 4. It's the same answer as if I group 2 and 4 together and multiply by 5. Notice the 5, 2, and 4 and 5, 2, and 4, the order has not moved. It is still there. The only thing that is moving is those parentheses. Distributive property. According to the distributive property, multiplying the sum of 2 or more add-ins by a number will give the same result as multiplying each add-in individually. When you do PEMDAS, you are told to do the parentheses and then the multiplication. In actuality, it is a legal move that is if you multiply the term outside and it multiplies 3 times 2 and then 3 times 5, it is the same information. I always basically say you are outside your house and there are 2 people inside your house, and when you walk in, you must go see, and I'll draw arrows to go visit that one and go visit that one. You will not always be able to combine your parentheses because we're going to start having variables in one of these spots. So we could have 2 times x plus 7, which would be 2 goes visits the x and 2 goes visits the 7. And then you would have 2x and then do the math to do 14. Substitution property, we had a definition on the previous video. On this one, it is one of the 8 properties of equality. It states that if x equals y, then x can be substituted in for y in any equation, and y can be substituted in x in any equation. Basically, it says if you have 3x equals 12 and x equals 4, I'm just going to substitute that x. I'm going to remove that x and substitute in the 4. Basically, basketball, you have a bench. Somebody is sitting on the bench. They are a substitute when they go into the game for that specific person. Same conversation. Additive inverse, also known as zero pair. The additive inverse of a number is that when you add a number, it's what you add to a number to create the sum of 0. 8 plus -8, they disappear. When you add them together, it makes 0. -8 plus 8 makes 0. Those are the properties. You need to recognize what the properties are. You need to be able to, given some information, identify what property somebody is utilizing.